everybody's libido is different. There isn't a one size fits all, and then some people break theirs, or don't eat the right foods or don't do the right things. Your libido is a complicated personal part of your makeup, and there are so many variables that influence whether it is on or off or in between. And so there is almost always, it is just absolutely unheard of that people have the same exact libido. It can happen, but it's very rare. And so what happens is, in relationships, and this is where it gets tricky, there is a lower drive partner, and that person by default, not choice, I'm going to emphasize that, by default, the lower drive partner controls the timing and the frequency of when sex happens. And this person, believe it or not, doesn't like this typically. And so being the lower drive partner comes with a lot of downfalls when it feels like you're a gatekeeper or an obstacle to your partner having access to the kind of sex, so the frequency of sex that she wants, is not a pleasant position to be in. However, it is also not comfortable to be the higher drive partner, because this person frequently feels rejected, unfulfilled, has desires that are not satisfied in the way that she wants them satisfied and when she wants them satisfied. And that leaves her feeling powerless. So this low-high drive is what creates the mixed drive relationship. And with that comes tension. I think it just makes pretty obvious sense that if somebody has an intense desire to have sex frequently, and another person has a less intense desire, or a less frequent desire, or a much more inconsistent desire, any of those things, it creates the need to be communicating about this and what it means. And that's where couples get into a lot of trouble, because there isn't the kind of communication that needs to happen so that things can be resolved and move forward, and both partners can get their needs met. There is a gift in a mixed drive relationship, and this is maybe feels like a stretch, this spin, but it is an invitation for each of you to dig a little deeper about what you're needing and your belief system, and how to communicate about that, and how to work together. The question is never who is going to get her needs met. The question is always, how are we both going to get our needs met? So it requires compromise and understanding and a lot of communication and empathy. And you also have an invitation or opportunity to get really creative, to start expanding your vocabulary in your relationship of how you're going to go about meeting and getting your needs met. Sex is one of many, many ways that we can achieve a certain outcome. And remember, the reasons that people have sex are not just to have an orgasm or to have a sexual release. There's also a desire to feel close, to feel important, for that bonding. So there's the need, and then there's how you get that need met. And those are two different conversations.